Okay, y'all, I'm gonna do song number 11 for you now. This is the song that wraps up this first, I guess, era of my songwriting, if you will. I wrote this song right before winter break of the fall of 2010, right before I went back home for winter break. After I had gotten out all of those songs my heartache songs and my story, the songs about other people's stories that I wanted to adapt, and the songs that had been about my depression, maybe that had been yearning to get out of me. And as I was writing those songs, I was listening to a lot of music, probably more music than I've ever listened to in my life. And I was really listening to music for songwriting, right? I was listening to music differently than I'd ever listened to it before. And so one album that I just latched onto was an album by the band The Drive-By Truckers called The Dirty South. And if you haven't listened to this album, you should. It is so good. It is rough and like gritty and beautiful and melodic. And one thing about that album, it has the voices of three different songwriters. Both Mike Cooley and Patterson Hood write songs for the Drive-By Truckers. And then at that time, they also had Jason Isbell with them. And they're all writing these songs, and they're all such great storytellers, right? They write these story songs where characters go through something is incurred upon them, right? And they change, and you feel the world that they live in the song. And sometimes the songs themselves aren't actually even narrative, and you still kind of feel the story. They're amazing at that. And if you really like that stuff, which I like, you should go check out the Drive-By Truckers and Jason Isbell and all of this stuff, if you haven't. But I was so into that. That's kind of what I dug so much about songwriting. I wanted to write some stories. That's who I liked the most. That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to create stories. So this was sort of my first attempt at that. As I mentioned, at that time, I was listening a lot to Drive-By Truckers' Dirty South. There's a song on that album called Putting People on the Moon, which is it's just a beautiful song. It's so smart, and it's so it hits all the right chords in a metaphorical sense and the literal one. But as I was writing my own song, I can see that essentially the entire energy of that song really infiltrated my song. I feel like this song was very much inspired by that song, if not in some way, some ideas just taken directly from it. But some great artists that I very much admire have talked about, if you're not borrowing from the people that you love, you're not really doing the art the right way. So this song is called It Ain't Easy. Hopefully I get this first guitar part right. And here it goes.
Mother took her child by the hand and she said, baby, you can be anything you want to be, as long as you put your mind to it. The world is at your fingers, life's hard to fight through it. And a father took the shoulder of his son and he said, I'm gonna give you the life I could never give myself. You're gonna be the man I never would. But life never goes the way we planned. The world just don't seem to understand. And our clothes are all tearing at the stand here naked and we scream. easy. Well, my mama was a teacher and my daddy was a dead-end man, finding work where he can, but he called himself an entrepreneur. Told everybody that he was a doer. But work was scarce and times weren't great. Mama got real sick in 2008, so she had to leave her job, and we lost our insurance cause we couldn't pay it off for well. Daddy took the cylinders on the side, said we needed the money for everything to be right. But he made one too many sales and the cop showed up and threw him in jail. Well, he took my shoulder and he said, looks like you're in charge, so keep your head. But mama was too sick to save. Daddy got out, they were digging her grave. But life never goes the way we planned. The world just don't seem to understand, and our clothes are all tearing at the standing naked and we scream to the Lord, find us a door that holds the answers we sure will need. Oh, 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 it ain't easy. When Daddy got out, he just wasn't the same. He never left the bar, spent every dollar to his name. And when I turned 18, he let out a sigh and faced me, tattered with a tear in his eyes, said, son, I have failed you all along. I don't know how I let life go so wrong. I wanted to give you everything I never had, but life never goes the way we planned. The world just don't seem to understand, and our clothes are all tearing at the so standing naked and we scream to the Lord, find us a door that holds the answers we sure will need. Oh, oh, it ain't easy.
Thank you. Song number 12 is coming out next. For those of you that have paid attention to my songwriting, it's a song that is very familiar to many of you. So it'll be the first one that is a familiar song. And song number 12 is coming out soon. I'll see you guys.